Hey, how y'all doing? This is Dr. Charm coming to y'all with another recap and review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. And the title of this episode, this is season 14, episode 4, and this is called Big Apple Squabbles. All right, y'all gonna have to bear with me because this is my very first time going live stream. So I wonder who is gonna be my very first viewer. But I'm live streaming whether anybody's here or not. If not, y'all can catch it on the recap. But this is my very first live stream, so I'm very excited. I got my FAMU shirt on. All right, so y'all, I have been watching Real Housewives of Atlanta probably like the entire 14th season. I think it was like one season I missed. I think that season when they introduced Cynthia. And so I'm kind of disappointed because Nene is not there, y'all. Lanithia Leaks, I mean, she's the anchor of the show. So it's kind of hard not having her there. But I mean, I think they're doing a pretty decent job of filling in and bringing some more drama. I mean, we got Sonia Richardson, Olympic multiple gold medal athlete, Olympian Sonia Richardson, and they've added, Drew Sidora. So you know her from like the Nickelodeon days. She was on the game. So they got some new faces in there. And of course, y'all, finally, Marlon Hampton has gotten her peach. Yes, she has. So it's interesting, but I still miss Nene, y'all. I really do. I miss her. Well, we're going to talk about tonight. This was episode 4, the Big Apple. So basically, they are going to New York to see Candy and Todd's play. And so that's a big deal. So they turned it into a cash trip, which is interesting because this is kind of early on in the season to be doing a cash trip, but they doing a cash trip. So the first scene we open up with Marlo. Honey, Marlo is building her home, y'all. So she's going to be extravagant with it, and she's there on the property with the cute, girl, ladies. Did y'all think he was cute? I thought he was a little cute. And basically, they're there to help. They're looking at the property, looking at the dirt and everything, and visualizing this and visualizing that. And she has invited Kenya and Sheree because they were the two ladies who really built homes and really got involved with building homes. Y'all know Chateau Sheree took forever and a day. It was put on hold because Sheree wasn't on Real Housewives anymore. And then one because I can't afford a buckhead. And they were like, but you always talking about how rich you are, how you make money, and for making money and dressing and that kind of thing. So they were talking about that a little bit. And then also, y'all, which got me is that Marlo has a huge closet and her bedroom is only 500 square feet. Her closet is bigger than her bedroom. That's weird, y'all. That's weird to me. That's weird. But let's look at a clip real quick from that little visit to the dirt over there. Oh, no, I want to call it the dirt. Let's look at a visit for the dirt. So y'all bear with me because I'm sharing my screen for the first time. I learned how to use this technology and everything, trying to do something different. So I'm going to show y'all that. So let's watch that clip real quick.
Always talk about it. You came in, I get money, I'm known for fashion and money.
Bitch, I'm not known for pronouncing words.
I'm known for making money and dressing. You're full of Kenya, you always do that. That's not what I don't like about. Don't do that. I'm just telling you what you say.
Right. So basically, that's basically what happened there is that she says she's known for this and that, but then why she can't afford to live in Buckhead. I don't know. Why can't people just stop putting on airs and just be down to earth and say, look, I ball on the budget, but it's Real House of Atlanta. They're trying to give us the fantasy. So, but that was a cute little scene, but I'm still trying to figure out how her bedroom is smaller than the closet. And I think the builder said he had to cut corners to save her some money, to save her money on the house. He had to cut out 1,500 square feet. So he took some of it from the bedroom. But I mean, if you're a clothes whore, then you're happy to have your closet. That's really important, is to have those closets. So then Sheree is talking about how she's going to get to see Tyrone, because I think Tyrone is doing his parole at the halfway house there in Philly, and he can only travel 100 miles away. So being able to go to New York is within a 100-mile radius. So they're supposed to be meeting up. And, you know, they've been, honey, Sheree is sticking with it, but she's sticking with this jailbird child. Apparently he you know, did a lot of finessing and scamming, and that's how he ended up in the feds. But he's out now, and Sheree says she's going to stick with him. So we'll see how that goes. I know, but we get to Kandi and Todd. And Kandi and Todd were talking about how, you know, they're talking about going down to New York. Todd wants everybody to see the condo. Kandi is not really hyped about this condo because apparently he built it, or he was involved with an ex-girlfriend when he got the condo. I don't know if they lived there together or not. It wasn't clear to me, but there was another ex involved. So she kind of feels like, well, I don't want anything to do with this condo because another ex, you know, was involved with it. But, you know, Todd made a valid point. He's like, you know, you always want everything your way. Everything's got to be about you. There's two of us in this relationship. You need to compromise a way. Let's leave it up to, let me hear what the group is going to say. But I'm just kind of seeing some things. There's a consistent theme this season in the episode so far of Kandi and Todd having a little shift, a little rift. You know, they weren't having sex as much. He said 2 to 3 times a week, which, honey, 2 to 3 times a week for most people is probably okay. But I guess when you bedroom Kandi, you got all them vibrators and toys and stuff, then that ain't cool. So he said they're not having as much sex. He wants to have his own name. And I think Kandi has been very generous with doing things with him. He's a producer. She met him on the show as he was a producer on the show. So they both incorporated that into their lives and everything. And I remember being at Escape concert and saw him, and we were, you know, we kind of had some choice seats, and we were there with like near the soundboard and stuff, kind of in the VIP section. Okay, I get my little VIP on, and he was back there working everything and working production, making sure her show been really supportive of Kandi. And I think she's been supportive of him because she's putting up a lot of the money for this stuff. But it is unfortunate to kind of see this little shift and rift that they're kind of having regarding Todd wanting to have his own recognition. Also, Kandi always getting her way. So that, you know, that is kind of starting to creep in, and we haven't seen that before in the previous seasons. So then we get to Drew and Ralph, child. So Drew and Ralph, I mean, they always fighting. And it's a mess. It's really a mess. And they brought in the counselor, and so the counselor helped them institute kind of this 30-day truce thing. So let's look at a clip from that real quick. Let's look at a clip from that about the 30-day truce. Okay.
Therapeutic.
I'm gonna just rewind it just a minute.
One another. Regardless of what the other one does, you're still making a choice as to how you're going to treat the person. And it's time for a change. Like, this is a crossover. I want to give you a therapeutic agreement. And in 30 days, we're not going to have conversation. No yelling, no attacking under any circumstance.
And what happens if you...
Oh, boy. Thank you. I didn't know that. If the person blows it for 24 hours, whatever he wants, it's probably like sex 5 times a day. For 20, you will be his servant. If you don't like it, just don't blow it.
So see, there you go. So they got the therapist coming in, and so basically they got this 30-day challenge that he's instituted, like, so they can stop arguing and fussing and fighting with one another all the time. And so basically, if one of them, so they gotta Stop, not argue, not fuss, not fight for 30 days straight. And if somebody does it, then for 24 hours, they got to do whatever the other person says. So I wonder who gonna break this, break the little truce first. Is it gonna be Drew? Or is it gonna be Ralph? So, but I mean, they got a lot of issues, and I mean, they've got young little babies. Point though, because like Ralph was saying how he set up the steak and lobster and everything for Drew, and she was like, "Oh, I feel like a queen," and the whole purpose is that he wanted her to feel like a queen. But then during the middle of the dinner, she goes, "Well, we can't be having these ups and downs like this. It just needs to be consistent." And then it started a whole fight and people storming off and stuff. And so the therapist was like, "That wasn't the time or place." And that's true though, because it's kind of like positive reinforcement. So if this man is doing something nice for you, the time to do something really nice, then you start criticizing him, it makes him less likely to do something nice. Like that whole dinner should have been about, "Oh my God, baby, I'm feeling good. This is so wonderful. This is beautiful." And anything that she was feeling that wasn't apropos, then it should have been discussed the next day. But it did ruin the night. It ruined the night because she criticized him after he did something important like that. And he said, "The way you behaving, you didn't deserve lobster. You deserved a Lunchable." Okay, that was a lot. That was a lot, y'all. That was a lot. But I think that was really kind of agree with Ralph in that she should not have brought that up at that time. So moving on, what was like the next scene? So the next scene that I thought was really interesting was that honey, Candy sending these people dressed up in BDSM, honey, to go and deliver this stuff, honey. She had the people dressed up in bondage, honey. They were really selling that bedroom candy. So the girl had all her titties out, and I mean, she had pasties on, and I think Kenya even asked the girl, "Are you cold?" So she said, "No, I'm not, honey. But you know, Atlanta is the land of Magic City and all those little clubs and stuff, child, strip clubs. So I guess they used to dancing and being all about such." But Candy sent the invites to invite everybody to she wanted to make sure everybody gets on time, because you know they've been known to miss flights and not be there on time for the flights. So she had everybody kind of do a party van to get everybody to the airport on time, so they all ride there together. So I thought that was genius. That was genius. So you know, leave it up to Candy, honey, with them whips and chains and stuff and all that. You know, I guess she likes it, honey. That dungeon, honey, they was dressed for the dungeon. And so then we get to New York, and it's cute. The hotel is really nice. The food is really good. And they do this little game to see who had the most exciting sex story. Whoever had the most exciting sex story gets to stay in a penthouse. Because y'all know everybody always fighting over who's going to get the nicest room. And so Kenya won because she said something about the weirdest place that she had sex, or the weirdest sex situation that she had, is that her and her boyfriend went coyote hunting, and they shot the coyote and it was blood dripping everywhere. And then they would follow the coyote, and then they got to a cave. Out at the cave, the coyote was still in the wind and stuff. So they said Kenya made it up, but I thought it was quite entertaining. And I didn't think, you know, Kenya she's a sexy girl, but she's not really into talking about all that kind of stuff. So I was really shocked that she was talking about it. But then again, you know, Kenya is highly competitive. So she wanted that penthouse room. And then you got things on the table of competitiveness. So I think that's why she went ahead and told that story. Now, whether it's made up or not, but I never went coyote hunting. That is quite interesting. I've seen a coyote or two. I used to live in Arizona, y'all. So I've seen a coyote or two or three. But I've never been coyote hunting in caverns while hunting coyotes, honey. This is too much. Woo, honey, this is, I don't know. It's too much. But they get to New York, and then they go to see Todd's condo. Oh, you know what? Before they go to the condo, they had the group dinner. And the group dinner, Drew and Ralph talked about the whole challenge that the therapist has given them. And it was real interesting because I saw something really interesting. I saw Kenya come to Drew's defense, because Kenya said that, you know, she's hurting, and the way you're talking to her, it reminds me of how Mark talked to me. And y'all, Mark talked King real crazy. I mean, he, don't blame it on the tree, man. I mean, I know the Caribbean men, people can give a lot of flack about Caribbean men being very more, macho, but I can't attribute that to Caribbean men because I done dated a few Caribbean men. That was just downright disrespectful. So she was saying that what she saw from Drew is that Drew is hurting right now, and that Ralph is not really listening to her, and that he really needs to pay attention. Like, I guess regarding the assistant, so that he had a really attractive assistant working with him, and he was just like, oh, it's no big deal. But if she has concerns about it, that assistant needed to go. And they can't keep an assistant because now the other assistant got fired, the one that's calling him gay. I need y'all to go to the employment down to the temp agency and get y'all some better assistants and stuff, so we won't have any issues with the assistants. But then they did, the group agreed that Drew gets into it with people and she doesn't back down. She doesn't know how to apologize. Now, y'all know Drew is from Chicago. And I live in, and these Chicago girls, honey, they ain't no joke. Okay, they are not to be messed with. So Drew got that little bit of Chicago in her, and she said, if you started, I'm gonna finish it. But that isn't conducive when you're in a relationship that involves compromise, because if you might be right, but you be alone. You right and alone, and that ain't the way you want to be. So, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? That's that old saying. But they kind of had it out with the group. But I thought it was really cute and I thought it was really kind that Kenya kind of fight with another woman that's hurting. I thought that was really, really nice. So then they go and see Todd's condo, child, and Todd needed a little bit of some renovations, but he's got some things going on. And Kenya, honey, she put on that construction hat and that hammer because, she did more manners. She went around saying, well, she would do this and knock this out. And this place needs $100,000. I don't know about all of that because it looked like, the bathroom looked okay. But I did not like that kitchen. I didn't like that blue tile in the kitchen. And I do think Kenya's right about that spiral staircase. I think that staircase is like, those things are dangerous. Been ran and fell down that damn thing. But it was a cute condo. And everybody was saying, Candy did explain to everybody about the whole thing about her not really feeling the condo because of the woman had been involved with the condo. You're not a girlfriend. You're the wife. He didn't marry her. He married you. So I don't know if this is coming from insecurity, but you really shouldn't be insecure, girl. Why? You are the famous Candy Burris. But even some of the girls said, hey, Candy has been famous basically her entire life, and she's used to being the center of attention, and you've got to learn how to be more relaxed, because Candy had never been married before with Todd. So I think that she chose to get married a little bit later. She was close to 40, I think, when they got married. And that probably was for the best in the industry that they're in and everything. It's not easy to maintain relationships. So she went into it with a sense of maturity, and then she was still able to have children. So it wasn't past childbearing age. But I think the only downside of when you get married that close and that more of advanced age is that you really are more set in your ways. And so it may be harder to compromise with another person. So I would like to see Candy compromise a little bit more with Todd, because I want to see them. I'm rooting for them, especially after all that fever Mama Joyce gave them when they first got married. Like, I'm rooting for them to last, and we don't want, and especially I love the restaurant, child. I've been down there. When I go to Atlanta, I've been down there to Old Lady Gang and stuff a couple of times, and that food is absolutely delicious. I had the lamb chop medallion. Oh my God, them lamb chop medallions, it was off the chain. And that peach, they got some kind of peach drink, it was real good, and the peach cobbler was off the hook. So they've got some good food at that OLG. So I want to see Candy and Todd do more things and open more restaurants and stuff, because they make a really good team. And Candy is very business minded, and I think Todd is business minded too. So we'll see what happens next episode. Thank y'all for my first live stream, for bearing with me. I've learned how to work everything. But this has been Recap and Review live stream for the first time with Dr. Charm. So join me next time. Please like, share, comment down below, and hopefully we'll have at least some viewers the next time I do a live stream. Hey, but you know what? I'm going to still have some fun. Whether y'all here or not, I'm going to have fun regardless, okay? Anyways, this has been Dr. Charm. Tune in next time. Love you guys. Bye. Bye. Bye.